what is the most important factor in education for progress? And I'm asking you that question. What do you think it is? English. The single biggest determinant of success, of progress in India, is an English education. Now that is surprising. I was surprised because I thought it would be land. Meaning an English education is much more powerful in India today than an education in a regional language or even in Hindi. This is a surprising fact, but it is a fact. I'm not saying that Hindi is not important, regional languages are not important. They're very important. But what is determining progress in India today is English education. We have Revant Reddy ji as Chief Minister, and it will be difficult for him to push the caste census. It's not easy because his community would maybe not appreciate that action. And so I was looking quite carefully. And I must tell you, and I told the expert committee this, that Revant Reddy, other leaders of Congress party, they exceeded my expectations very easily. Not only did they do the caste census in the spirit that it should have been done. You can do something in the right spirit and then you can do it incompetently. So they did it in the right spirit, and I can say with certainty that the level of competence with which they've done it, this is a milestone for social justice in the country. And this is going to define whether the BJP likes it or doesn't like it. This is now going to define how the national caste census is done. The caste census was not done in closed bureaucratic rooms. The door was open and lakhs of people in Telangana, different communities, associations, different occupational groups, women, everybody was asked, what question do you want to be asked? Huge number of questions were collected, and then finally 54 questions, 56 questions, critical questions that define where a person is in terms of the share of power he has, the discrimination he faces, the assets he has or she has, the knowledge, the education they have, was put on paper. And then it was asked to every single person in Telangana. Every single household was visited. And when our opposition said that it has not been done properly, then very smartly our leadership said, okay, all the people who have not been able to answer this question, please come. We will create a new window for you to answer the questions. So we must not underestimate what we have in our hand. See, in 1950s, 1960s, 1970s, if you asked where does power come from, the answer you would get, countries which have oil. It used to be called black gold. Countries which have oil have control over the global economic structure. If you ask that same question today, you ask Bill Gates that question, you ask Donald Trump that question, and you say, what is it that defines power today? He will tell you, data defines power today. And what Telangana has now is 21st century data, socio-economic, political, financial data, 21st century in the hand. There is a governance element to it, as the expert committee today pointed out, that now Telangana has the power to target development at the street level. This street is not as developed as this street. We can target caste, we can target education, we can target health, we can target anything you want us to target with this data. No other state in India today has the ability to target development the way Telangana has. So it is a social tool. It is also a financial economic tool. What the BJP does not like is that it is also a political tool. And the fact of the matter is that the idea of breaking the wall, 50% wall on reservations, the 2 points that you mentioned, that the government of India is refusing, reservation in education and government positions and reservation in Panchayati Raj third tier, has the ability to destroy completely the politics of Hindutva. They know that, we know that. And that is why when we put pressure, not Rahul Gandhi, every single Congress worker, every single Congress member of parliament, Kharge ji, Revant Reddy ji, even Jairam Ramesh ji, the BJP was forced to listen, right? And they do not have a choice. I know, just like all of you know, that the BJP is not going to do the caste census in the right way. They cannot do it because they cannot tell the people of India what is the true condition of OBCs, Dalits and tribals, even general castes. They cannot tell that truth to India, because if they tell that truth to India and India finds out that truth, their entire idea will die. Now I want to point out one very interesting fact. I asked the expert committee, who I would like to thank because they played a very important role. They provided an independent perspective, independent outside the Congress perspective. I asked them today in our conversation, what is the single biggest factor that determines success of an individual in Telangana? Is it money? Is it land? What is it? Yes. So Revant mentioned today that it is education. Meaning if you have education, you can progress rapidly in our country. But what Revant did not mention is what is the most important factor in education for progress. And I'm asking you that question. What do you think it is? English. The single biggest determinant of success, of progress in India is an English education. Now that is surprising. I was surprised because I thought it would be land. Meaning an English education is much more powerful in India today than an education in a regional language or even in Hindi. This is a surprising fact, but it is a fact. I'm not saying that Hindi is not important, regional languages are not important. They're very important. But what is determining progress in India today is English education, which means that we have to provide Hindi education, Tamil education, Kannada education, but right next to that has to be the English language. This is a strange thing, but it's a historic fact. You go and ask all the BJP people who say English must be eliminated. You ask them one question. Which school do your children study in? Which college do your children study in? Do they study in an English medium school? Yes or no? And the answer will always be, they study in an English medium school. So my question is, why should that opportunity not be given to the poorest person in India? Why should that opportunity not be given to Dalit children, Adivasi children, OBC women? Why not? So these are the type of things that come out of this data. Suddenly you're like, oh, English education is very, very important. So Revanji mentioned that he has helped conduct successfully the caste census, socio-economic census. Now what is our job? He has a job. His job is use the data in the caste census to transform the lives of the people of Telangana. Our job is to make sure that every single person in India understands what has happened in Telangana, what has been done in Telangana, and how the government of India is trying to stop the progress of what is going on in Telangana. How are they stopping it? We have said clearly that we are going to break the 50% wall of reservation. The government of Telangana has sent a note to the government of India and said, note to the President of India, and said that here we want to break the 50% barrier in education and government jobs, and we want to break the 50% barrier in Panchayati Raj, and the government of India is saying no, and they are not allowing it. So our job is to raise it in Parliament and to help Revant Reddy ji push the idea, push the breaking of this wall, and his job is to make sure that the people of Telangana benefit from what has been done. I'd like to thank Revanji, the senior leaders of Telangana, and the expert committee who have come here and done a tremendous job. I must say, they've done a tremendous job, both of them, in pushing this agenda. It's a big moment. It is a big moment for the people of Telangana and for the Congress party, and I'm very, very proud to be associated with it. Frankly, if Kharge ji had not given his full support, none of this would have happened. So I would like to thank Kharge ji also. And last thing I would like to say, which is a little bit maybe personal thing, which is that I feel, now this people might not agree with me, but I feel that when it came to Dalit, Adivasi, women's issues, the Congress party was on track. And I'm talking about the last 10-15 years. But I do feel that when it came to OBC issues, the Congress party's understanding of OBC issues, the understanding of the challenges they were facing, and the type of actions that the Congress party should have and could have taken, we fell short. This is what I think. Maybe many people would not agree with me.